This is CBC Winnipeg News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. U.S. President Donald Trump is making new threats against Canada. It follows Prime Minister Mark Carney's decision to walk away from trade talks between the two countries. As the CBC's Kate McKenna tells us, the political fight is now getting personal.
The trade war between Canada and the U.S. is once again heating up.
It's not a surprise for us that the U.S. would take some form of reprisal to our response to their unjustified tariff.
On Monday, President Donald Trump upped the ante again, threatening to raise auto tariffs from 25%, saying on January 1st, 2027, tariffs on all cars, trucks, both large and small, automotive parts and steel will be increased to 50%. We don't need Canada, they need us. Another shockwave for the already struggling auto sector.
We're seeing production across North America come down. Exports are falling. We needed to get to some sort of a solution.
Ontario's premier declared war, saying Canada needs to be ready to punch back with everything it's got, including withholding energy exports. He threw in some quotable insults aimed at the president.
And I have a lot of real estate on my ass, so he has a lot of room to kiss my ass.
But midway through Doug Ford's afternoon news conference, Donald Trump posted about him, saying lots of bluster from Doug Ford, who is the premier of the Canadian province of Ontario, but who is better known as the less charismatic, intelligent, and overall unimpressive brother of the late, great Rob Ford. He called the Prime Minister Governor Carney and said someone should get these clowns to fall in line or the consequences for Canada will be far worse.
I've been in this game a lot longer than he has. I got skin on me like an alligator. And you think an insult from him hurts me? Well, bring it on, buddy. I'm ready.
But with fresh 50% tariffs, looming Canadian retaliation, and Trump's latest threat, the road ahead could be long. Carney says he's willing to go back to the table under the right circumstances.
Look, when the Americans go to the negotiation table first with the right attitude towards our industries and a true partnership, of course we'll come to the negotiating table.
Canada hasn't announced the details of its retaliation package, but the Prime Minister says it's set to take effect on September 8th. Kate McKenna, CBC News, Ottawa.
Meantime, Premier Rob Canoe has been meeting with the provincial U.S. Trade Council, all to determine how they will coordinate with the federal government in response to the tariffs. CBC's Gavin Axelrod is at the Manitoba Legislature. And Gavin, what do we know about these talks so far?
Yeah, Brittany, what I would call this is it was a brainstorming session here at the legislature this evening. It was a chance for Manitoba's U.S. Trade Council to sit down with the government and talk about, what businesses and business leaders may be hearing about how businesses are going to be affected by these tariffs. And as the meeting was ending, Manitoba Premier Rob Canoe walked out of the legislature and we got a few minutes with the Premier. He says he's standing with and supporting workers in Manitoba and also supports his counterparts in Ontario.
Yeah, I got Doug Ford's back 100%. We're united as Team Canada. In fact, I just got off the phone with the guy. So we're working together to support the workers and the people in this great country.
And so over the last few days, we've also been speaking with Manitoba business owners about the threat these tariffs are posing to their business's future, and some who are worried about the retaliatory tariffs that Canada is set to put in place. About 90% of honey sold from Podolsky honey farms is shipped to the U.S. General Manager Ossie Podolsky says new 50% tariffs imposed by President Donald Trump threaten the farm's future.
If the tariffs aren't lifted, I can't afford to sell with this kind of a tariff. I would go bankrupt.
Podolsky says he's disappointed no trade deal was reached, but isn't surprised.
When you factor the fact that we're losing one of our largest current customers, and we're importing more foreign honey than we ever have, it's we feel helpless at this point.
In Oakbank, Derek Hurd of Evolution Wheel is less concerned about tariffs on Canadian goods, but the retaliatory tariffs Canada is set to put on U.S. imports.
We're collateral or friendly fire, whichever you want to look at it. It's easy to call it a trade war, but again, our experience isn't that we're in a war, it's that we're dealing with friendly fire.
Hurd says the company imports U.S. steel and other components to Winnipeg. They're already facing counter tariffs on those products. And despite requests for financial support, he says he hasn't heard if they'll qualify for existing federal tariff relief. CBC News has reached out to the Department of Finance.
The steel that we use is very specific, so we have to get it from the U.S. There's no supply in Canada. So we buy it from the U.S., we bring it in, we pay a tariff on it.
Ian Lee is an associate professor at Carleton University's Sprott School of Business. He spoke to CBC News Network over the weekend.
Well, this is not going to be a free lunch for Canadians. This is going to be very costly. Understood the reasons, but it's still going to be very costly.
And so the province said earlier today that it's expected, well, we may hear more about Ottawa's plans for how they're going to help businesses as early as Tuesday. It's expected that Manitoba will announce its plans about how it'll help businesses here at home shortly after that. But we do know that things like tax deferrals and loans are on the table. Brittany.
All right, thank you, Gavin. That's CBC's Gavin Axelrod outside the Manitoba Legislature. What happens to your data after your ID is scanned at a bar or club? One Montreal-based lawyer found out the hard way. An incident at a Winnipeg bar led to her being flagged nationwide as a public safety concern. The CBC's Kristen Annabelle explains what happened and why privacy experts are raising concerns.
It started off as a normal June evening at the Riverside Bar in St. Vital, where a Montreal-based lawyer and her friend went to sing karaoke. At the entrance, a patron scan ID device.
I didn't ask why they were scanning my ID. I just assumed that it was some kind of verification system.
CBC is only using Alexandra's first name because she fears professional repercussions for telling her story. Alexandra later started feeling sick and ran to the washroom to throw up.
And maybe after a couple minutes, I heard a knock at the door, which I thought was quite strange because I'm not used to having the door knocked when I'm trying to not feel sick. And so I replied, just give me a minute, 1 second, hold on. I tried to gather myself.
They asked her to leave the bar, and she did. A month later, Alexandra went to the Calgary Stampede, and a venue there scanned her ID and said she couldn't come in because she had been flagged. The flag showed her name, listed the Riverside Bar, and said there was a public safety concern, and the severity level was serious. The reason? She went into the men's bathroom and refused to leave.
They labeled me as a serious public safety concern, which I did find to be quite outrageous. I mean, there are people who go into bars and assault people and start fights and do all sorts of horrible things.
The Calgary-based company told CBC in a statement that when ID is scanned, they collect someone's age, name, date of birth, gender, and postal code. If nothing happens, in Manitoba, it's deleted within 21 days. If a serious incident happens, the bar can flag the person across the network of patron scan users. The company says it is extremely important to us that our software is used responsibly and is designed to keep both patrons and staff safe. The company says businesses have to display a sign, like this one at Riverside, about the data collected and how it's used. Privacy experts question whether this is enough.
Is the collection necessary? Is it appropriate in the circumstances? Does it go too far? How is the data being treated? Is it secure? Who's it being shared with? You know, all of these questions come up.
The Riverside Bar said the public flag was a mistake and it should have been done internally. After Alexandra reached out to them, they removed it and they trained staff on policy. The Riverside said the bigger story here is the rising levels of crime and the impact that has on small businesses that lead them to turn to platforms like Patron Scan in the first place. Kristen Annabelle, CBC News, Winnipeg.
A paddler has shot and killed a polar bear near the coast of Hudson Bay in northern Manitoba. The province confirmed a kayaker shot and killed the bear Friday near the mouth of the Seal River. Manitoba Conservation is investigating the shooting of the protected species. It's unclear whether a recreational traveler has ever shot and killed a polar bear in Manitoba before. All right, Riley's in now. Riley, it's another colorful day behind you on that map.
Yeah, thanks, Brittany. With the potential for severe thunderstorms as we head into the evening hours tonight. So this entire area shaded in orange under an orange level severe thunderstorm watch. The potential for some very strong wind gusts tonight up to 110 kilometers an hour. Heavy downpours and large hail, as well as the potential for some tornadic activity. It doesn't mean everywhere in this area will see thunderstorms. I mean, we have seen some of that along through parts of the parkland through the afternoon hours today. It just means keep your eyes on the skies because the potential is there as we head into the evening tonight. So this is all the result of an area of low pressure still working its way through Saskatchewan. So that will trigger another round of thunderstorms as we head through the evening tonight through parts of western Manitoba and through the Red River Valley and eastward into northwestern Ontario through the overnight hours tonight. So we'll see skies clearing west to east somewhat as we get through the night tonight, down to 16 degrees overnight. First thing in the morning, back to a mix of sun and clouds. And Brittany will do this all over again tomorrow. Good chance we'll see some scattered showers and thunderstorms. I'll time it all out when I come back.
Thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
A major boost into women's heart health. The research to help with better outcomes next. It's a leading cause of premature death in women. Now, research into cardiac care specifically for women is getting a big boost in Manitoba, one that aims to save lives and improve care. The CBC's Alana Cole explains.
It is a commitment to women in Manitoba and across Canada.
Dr. Shelley Zeroth has been a cardiologist at St. Boniface Hospital for 2 decades. Now she's the chair in women's clinical heart health research, a new position.
This is about access to care, implementation of guidelines, evidence-based care, and looking at the differences between men and women's cardiovascular health. So this will immediately improve women's outcomes here in Manitoba.
Watching this announcement, Jackie Ratz. She's been living with heart failure for nearly 10 years. She's become an advocate. She's also Dr. Zeroth's patient.
We need 2 different care paths, one for men and one for women. And the men's one is very well established. So now we need to start looking at women and not looking at women like small men.
Zeroth says men and women's hearts are different, from the physiology to being prone to different heart conditions to the impact of hormones. With this new role, she hopes to help build a women's heart care clinic.
2/3 of clinical research in cardiovascular disease thus far has focused on men. It's time to change that.
This new position is a partnership with Heart and Stroke, St. Boniface Hospital Foundation, and Research Manitoba. It represents a $1.3 million investment over 5 years. That includes a Manitoban who donated $500,000 to Heart and Stroke, but wants to remain anonymous. Alana Cole, CBC News, Winnipeg.
For the first time, Northern Manitoba's mobile MRI unit is mobile. The unit arrived in the PA earlier this month. It's now ready to take in its first patients. The MRI unit was meant to be moved between Thompson and the PA as needed, but for the past year remained only in Thompson. The unit itself is located in a trailer parked between the hospital and First Street West. For many, it means improved access to care.
This piece of equipment is the exact same as the ones down south. So our patients here in the north can get the same scans, the same highly specialized scans with the same highly specialized technologists. So it's just because it's in the north doesn't mean it's lesser than or poorer quality. It's just as good, and if not better.
Shared Health says it's provided more than 3,000 scans since June 2025. There's no firm date yet for when it will go back to Thompson. The military is retiring a fleet of Hercules aircraft, but not before letting the public see them up close one last time. The Royal Canadian Air Force is retiring 12 Hercules planes. More than 100 people lined up on Sunday to see one of them before moving into museum display. The military aircraft are designed to help in some of the most remote areas. They've been used in conflict zones, humanitarian missions, and more recently during Manitoba wildfire evacuations. 2 of the aircraft will be displayed in museums. The other 10 were sold and are expected to keep flying. 2 Southeast Manitoba communities are among the first to share their ideas on how to protect themselves against the worst effects of climate change. Steinbach and Niverville have identified where they're vulnerable to major weather events and what needs to be done to better prepare. CBC's Christopher Garreau reports.
The city of Steinbach is taking over this provincial canal, cleaning it up so it can handle more water during extreme rainfalls. It's an example of cities and towns across Canada taking the initiative to protect themselves against the effects of climate change. New dad Chase Harms says climate change is something he thinks about every day since his daughter Noah was born a year ago.
Her generation is going to be dealing with some really terrible things that we don't even know are coming yet. And so to be prepared and to prepare her as well as we can is really top of mind at this point.
His concerns are valid. Climate experts say Manitobans can expect more frequent extreme weather, prompting towns like Niverville and Steinbach to roll out new adaptation plans. Engineered upgrades include larger flood drainage, storing more water in case of drought, and bigger road budgets for erratic freeze-thaw cycles.
We want to make sure that we're protecting our infrastructure, but mostly we want to make sure we're protecting the resident and their investment in our community.
Steinbach was battered by back-to-back 100-year rainstorms in 2024 and 2025. Sewer water burst through backflow valves, while flooded streets became rivers. The city is making major upgrades to its wastewater system this summer. Now, it's among the first of nearly 20 Manitoba municipalities to complete its full climate strategy, using Ottawa's $530 million Local Leadership for Climate Adaptation Fund. Communities like Steinbach are willing to do the work on the ground, but the mayor here says they'll need provincial and federal help for costly upgrades if they're to keep their head above water. Christopher Garreau, CBC News, Steinbach.
All right, Riley back in. A nice day today, a little bit of rain this morning, but also coming off a really nice August weekend because we have so few of them left.
I know.
We got to take it all in.
Yeah. And you know, we're looking at things, aside from a few days in the next 7 days, looking at things actually staying pretty stable over the next week or so here. There are a couple blips that I'll get to, but let's start with temperatures. Dauphin, the hot spot in the province this afternoon, 29.3 degrees. Morden actually not far behind, 28.7 give or take, and so kind of rounding up to 29 degrees. Winnipeg 27 this afternoon, Brandon 28, Thompson at 24 this afternoon. So above seasonal today. Once a cold front comes through associated with this area of low pressure responsible for some of the thunderstorms that we saw earlier and some that we'll likely see as we head through the night tonight will help to pull temperatures back closer to seasonal as we get through the day tomorrow. So there's that orange level severe thunderstorm watch. Just be on the lookout for thunderstorms. Like I said earlier, won't be everybody in here that sees thunderstorms, but where we do see some of that forming, the potential there for some very strong wind gusts, hail, as well as heavy downpours, and the possibility of a tornado as we get through the night tonight. So here's that area of low pressure still off in Saskatchewan. The first round of that system that brought some of that rain to parts of western Manitoba into the Red River Valley this morning, responsible for bringing upwards of 220 millimeters to parts of North Dakota near the Manitoba border overnight last night, where they have been dealing with some flooding. So that's the power of some of these storms that will roll through as we get through the night tonight. I'm not expecting anything that severe, but the potential there for some severe weather through the night tonight. So I've stopped it here at 11 o'clock. You can see this particular forecast model trying to place some of this thunderstorm activity off over parts of Minnesota and northwestern Ontario through the night tonight, but pretty broadly there is a risk of that as we head through the evening tonight. Into the day tomorrow, likely a few scattered showers through the west early in the morning, more so into the afternoon hours for the Interlake and the Red River Valley. So prepare for something somewhat unsettled, not a total washout, but certainly a few hit and miss showers or some rumbles of thunder to be expected as we head through the day tomorrow. And then into Wednesday, high pressure starts to set in, and that will help to clear us out toward the next several days, taking us through to the end of the week here. What this will also do is kick up some wind with this as well. So prepare through the afternoon tomorrow, northwest winds gusting up to 40 at times, pretty broadly across the province tomorrow. So just prepare for a bit of a windy one tomorrow, but once that high pressure moves in as we get into the day on Wednesday, things will really start to calm down a bit. So temperatures overnight, 16 degrees in Winnipeg, 15, 16s across most of southern and central Manitoba, 13 in Thompson through the overnight hours. And like I said, Brittany, things staying pretty unsettled as we get through the day tomorrow. Not a total washout, but expect some hit and miss showers, and temperatures very seasonal as we get through the day tomorrow.
Thanks, Riley.
You're welcome.
Well, back to school will be a whole lot more fun for some Winnipeg students, all thanks to a new playground to replace this crumbling one. We'll explain straight ahead. Kids at Lavallee School in St. Vital will have a new place to play by Halloween. The province is putting in half the funding for the $200,000 play structure. It's part of a $3 million fund to support playground construction. In the past, it's been up to the parents to cover the costs, but raising that kind of money has been a challenge for many schools. The principal says it's an old, dated play structure they've been doing their best to keep safe.
Kind of keeping this thing propped up. When the floors need replaced, we've had people come and run out with plywood and help to keep kids safe and supported on the play structure. So they'll remove the existing play structure that's here, and a new one, and there's designs for it, will go in its place.
A total of 43 schools will receive money for upgrades to replace and build new play structures.
All right, time for a look at your dog walking forecast, and tonight's is a huge fan of the dog walking forecast. I know that because Jeff says that Charlie here loves to bark at all the dogs that come up on the screen. You can keep sending yours, as always, to talkback@cbc.ca. Prepare for something slightly unsettled as we get through the day tomorrow. Not a total washout, like I was saying earlier, but some scattered showers, maybe some isolated thunderstorms, and things remaining a little on the breezy side. That does keep temperatures slightly cooler over the next couple of days. 23 by Wednesday, but back up to 25s and 26s, and slightly unsettled at this point into the weekend with a chance of showers and thunderstorms Saturday and Sunday. How about one weather picture? John took this in Denauder. Lovely shot of the water. Talkback@cbc.ca.
And how cute is Charlie?
I know, exactly. Well, animals at the London Zoo are not that cute, but they're stepping up on the scales for their annual weigh-in.
Your daily lift is heavy on the cuteness factor. Okay, the zoo houses more than 14,000 animals weighing anywhere from less than a gram to 3/4 of a ton. Some of them willingly go along with the process, while others need a little coaxing.
The measurements are used to monitor the health and development of the zoo population. They're also added to a global database that compares information on thousands of endangered species.
I love that we're feeding them to get them on. We're just increasing that weight just ever so slightly.
I'm coaxed by food too.
Right? I mean, who doesn't want a little treat?
Yeah.
Treat yourself, right?
Yes, especially on a Monday.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. You go have a treat. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.